Thanks for staying with us, guys, as we are joined by Rockat's top laner, Zaz's after that win versus the Copenhagen Wolves. Tell me the game plan going in for Picks and Bans.
Oh, well, we didn't expect Wukong at all. We were really surprised by that. What's more, he should lose lane to Trundle, but I think it came out that they just wanted to swap, and it really gave them advantage early on.
So, how did the matchup, eventually play out? You said you weren't expecting the Wukong. It's the first time we've seen him in the top lane. Do you think it was a smart pick in the current meta?
No. He had advantage, but he didn't do anything with that. And although I was like 40 creeps behind, I just 1 versus 1 and could push him under the turret, so it was fine. He wasn't tanky, he wasn't doing much damage, so I didn't like that pick at all.
Yeah, do you notice if you all tab that he built Hexdrinker, and do you at that moment realize, oh, I'm just going to fight him?
Well, we were like losing 0-6, and at what point, I think it was Vander, he's saying, why the Wukong bought Hexdrinker? We were starting to laugh, because it had no sense at all.
Well, it ended up working out in favor of Roccat. You struggled a lot in the early game, and you managed to pull it back as the game went on. At what point did it turn? At what point did you regain control of the match?
It's hard to say because there were so many teamfights that I can't say there was one moment. There was like 3 teamfights in a row that we somehow won. I still have no idea how we managed to do that, but maybe if I watch replay, I could replay to that.
As a top laner that has no idea how you won the fight, what was communication like then on the team?
Oh, just screaming Gragas, Gragas, or Caitlyn, stuff like that.
How is it now? Are you guys going more comfortable into going in these matchups knowing that you had a couple losses, you could bounce back? Are these matches getting harder for you, or is it getting easier?
Well, it's pretty much the same. All teams are playing really well right now, and everybody can win versus everybody or lose, so it's pretty much the same.
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about some of the other champions that you pulled out for this game, the Vi and the Yasuo. First time we've seen that combination from you guys on the stage. Is it something you've been scrimming? Is it something you prepared just for this matchup? Or, why did you run those champions?
Well, last time we played Yasuo like 3 weeks ago. So in the pick phase, we were like, over, what do we want to play? I don't know, I would like to pick Yasuo, but I didn't play him in 3 weeks. So but we picked him after all, and it paid off.
That's quite lucky. It doesn't always work out that way. Let's step back from the games for a little bit. We just seen the feature on Roccat yesterday where we've seen the gaming house, and they've introduced Virgil now as your coach, and he's actually played on old KMT, Nexus, blah, blah, blah. Talk to me a little bit about the new setup, the house and having Virgil.
Oh, we don't have our gaming house yet. We should move there next week, so we can train ever harder. And Virgil is really helpful. I don't think so. We would be on the first place with Gambit right now if there wasn't Virgil.
So how does he help you when it comes to picks and bans? What kind of team are you? Are you a team that just builds your own comp and doesn't look at the other team, or do you strategize against a team specifically?
Most often we just prepare bans, all of them. And pick phase, we often, we are thinking about picks while we are picking, because sometimes you can just predict what will come up. Like today, there's Wukong, and we had no idea about it, so you can't prepare for pick phase.
Well, I think Roccat as a team do very well. You guys all have multiple champions that you do perform exceptionally with. How has it been now transitioning, playing on the LCS? You've been now 5 weeks, 6 weeks on the stage and getting used to it. There's a lot of hype around Roccat. How does it feel? What's the mood like within the team?
Well, it feels great. I don't know what to say, it feels great. I didn't expect that we'll do so good. If I had to bet on our team before the LCS, I would give like 4th, maybe 5th place.
Wow, well, you guys overreaching. I've got one more question about this now. How do you set your sights? How do you now stay focused as a team? If I remember correctly, you actually said in the feature yesterday, we have nothing to be proud of because it's just the split. MYM started strong and did poorly. So how do you as a player and Roccat as a team set your targets?
Well, now we aim for the top. Every team should do that.
What do you think is the way for you guys to keep doing what you're doing? Because I was very interested, and in the beginning you were pulling out all these weird picks, and I was wondering if it was stemming from things you had practiced, or maybe being afraid going up against teams and pulling out real things, strange things. Because now you seem to stray away from that a little bit.
Well, it's not so easy to to come with something new that will work. We all the time working on something new every day. We are checking some new champions in different compositions and so on. But sometimes you just have to stick to the meta to win.
All right, so the next game coming up here, last game of the LCS for now, Challenger Series coming up after that, of course, is Gambit versus SK Gaming. Trevor, who are you calling it for?
Ooh, this is a tough one. I think SK have been performing significantly better with each game. If Gambit brings their A game, they should have the edge, but I feel that SK actually has the ability to pick up a win here.
That is...
I have to admit that SK is doing really good recently, and I just can't say who will win because it's so hard right now.
It's going to be a very close matchup. Thank you very much. Congratulations once again. And now let's get back over to D-Man and the Fee Show.